r/AskReddit. Fellow old Minecrafters, what is your best memory from Minecraft? I used to play on a server called New Spawn. Every week, the spawn point would move to a random location in the world, and we'd all build a new city at that spot. Some players would build pathways connecting to previous spawns/settlements to make it easier for people to find their old bases again. At one point, me and a few other players decided to go off on our own and build a secret underground city, which we called Uskus Underground Secret City of Secretness. We spent an entire day carving out a massive hollow chamber underground, then spent a few days settling in with powered lighting in the ceiling, trees, farms, houses, etc. It was a beautiful city, and it was a secret. Server shut down unexpectedly shortly after that, and I never found those dudes again. Edit. Update. A friendly user has recreated New Spawn cause of this comment. Running a server with my best friend was great until he joined an experienced bull team, and I started experimenting with making mods, so our playstyles kind of drifted apart. Ran for about 5 years. Kind of also shaped our futures. He's studying architecture, and I'm in it. Making massive redstone based farms, so I got like 100 plus carrots per harvest. Then storing them all in some massive chest storage system, and making a crap ton of golden carrots from mining in the clay biome. I had so many golden carrots I had to destroy a whole forest to have enough chests to keep them in. I knew nothing about Minecraft at all. I had only heard of it. My 5-year-old daughter wanted to try it, so I got it for her. I thought it was just a building game and didn't know there were enemies and you could die. That first hour of it getting dark and frantically trying to build walls, only to learn they can spawn anywhere in the dark, and we're now inside, etc. It was crazy. Building maps, uploading them, have 1000 plus people download them, and leave nice comments. About 9 years ago my best friend and I would race home from school just to play Minecraft together as much as we could. We didn't realize Skype was thing, so we just called each other from our house phones and stayed up into the wee hours of the night. Our big thing was always to make a public server that we ran together. They never worked out despite our best efforts. We made countless worlds where we built spawns, arenas, shops, etc. About 3 years ago he was in a terrible vehicle accident and he passed away. His family gave me his old laptop as a present because they knew how much time we spent with each other over video games. Sometimes I boot up that old laptop, close all the pop-ups, open up an old version of Minecraft and just walk around those countless worlds we created together. Good times. My friends and I would constantly make new servers and just restart everything. There was one server that we lost that I always wish I could go back to. It was right after the NPC village update, and we had one spawn on a mountain in the middle of some plains. It was sloped, so the road in the village went from the bottom perfectly up to the top with all the buildings on the side of the mountain. It's like how you would imagine someone who wanted to do that would make it. It was so perfectly, and my house was the blacksmith's house. I wish I could go back. I used to go on a pretty popular faction server with my friend, and it was pretty PvP. There were various cities and each city had a mayor. We joined one of the biggest factions and the mayor let us run a little shop. You couldn't fight or destroy other properties unless the mayor gave you privilege to do. So we wanted to be peaceful, so didn't invest much in weapons. Plus TNT was banned and anyone caught with it would be kicked out of the city. There was this one shopkeeper in the city called Bob. He was very quiet and barely talked to anyone, and had the default Steve skin, and just stood in his shop all day long, but always seemed to have everything. He hated other shops too but never outright said it, but we found him snooping around other shops and following people when they went to gather resources, so he could sneak in and steal any resources people hadn't yet mined. One day though the mayor accidentally deleted the faction, so the entire city basically went into a wilderness territory. Instantly it devolved into anarchy and people started attacking each other and setting things on fire. My friend and I tried hiding in our shop and watched people being murdered on the street. We could hear TNT explosions too, and in the midst of the fighting we saw Bob walking among the carnage with a block of TNT. Eventually we got attacked and had to make a run for it with our most valuable stuff. I was on low health being shot by an archer, so I put up a few blocks of dirt as a shield whilst begging my friend To help me out of nowhere I saw my friend, Optimus Prime Skin 2, run over to the archer and kill him with a block of dirt. We got his stuff, including TNT. I guess he killed Hi-Am Bob and ran back to our shop, which is when the mayor finally restored the faction. Lots of stuff was destroyed, but our shop was intact. The guy we killed proper raged for his stuff back, but we kept refusing and started trolling him by saying stuff like anyone wanna buy steel legs? Or trying to sell other stuff we took off him. Eventually the mayor came over and kept the peace by giving us better stuff in exchange for us giving the guy his stuff back. Lots of shops got destroyed and no one knew who did it, but we knew it was Hi-Am Bob with TNT. I was pretty new to the game when this happened, way back around the time multiplayer was first added. Found a hole that a friend had dug straight down into a cave. Bottom was basically out of view. Wanted to go down and set up a ladder, so to safely get down I started dropping sand and gravel down the hole to dig down afterwards. I spent a good while dropping the blocks down and had to keep farming up more and more. I was shocked at how deep this hole must have been. No matter how many blocks I tossed down, the stack didn't seem to be getting closer. Finally I made a hoopsie, and when approaching the hole I forgot to hold shift and fell all the way down to my death. While laying there, bones shattered, I noticed a large pile of loose sand and gravel all around me, and the torch I landed on. That's when I learned about the interactions with falling blocks and torches. I spent years on a survival server in one of the high-ranking clans. It always annoyed me and my clan to see other high-ranking clans raiding the new player towns and slaughtering them. It discouraged new players to stay on the server. One particular slaughter, the new players were coming out one by one with stone swords and no armor, no potions, no enchantments, trying to defend. They were outgunned against 5 enchanted diamond armor wearing twats. They would get slaughtered, respawn and try again. While I admired their tenacity, it was honestly pathetic. One of my clan members and I went over with a boatload of gear and convinced the new players to regroup, armor up and attack collectively. The justice that followed was quite the spectacle. We engaged the high-ranking players as a group and they immediately attempted to flee. It is with great satisfaction I can say that none of them escaped. They were slaughtered. The face of a coward really does look like the back of a head. So, when I was 13 or so, I was very stupid. I would play on this prison server, which, if you don't know, is a server where the goal is to grind for resources, and that's it. All you got was basically bragging rights, and I started talking to a fellow player. We were on at the same time a lot, and would talk using the in-game chat, and eventually we got on Skype, since to my knowledge Discord didn't exist, or at least people didn't use it, like they do today. Surprise. The other player is a girl. Anyways, we got along really well for a while and she asked me where I was from, and I said the Chicago suburbs. She said she was also from the Chicago suburbs. Turns out, we were literally in the towns next to each other. One time towards the end of my Minecraft playing career, my dad mentioned he was going to the grocery store that was on the border of the two towns, and he asked if I wanted to come with. Obviously I said yes, and got on Skype and asked her to meet me there. Basically all that happened was we made eye contact and said nothing to each other. I wonder how she's doing. And that's the story of how I should have gotten kidnapped. There was this one time on my servers where I got pissed, cause everyone in the server decided to start murdering each other. Punishment? Locked down all the stores and all the buildings in the town. They all just lost it and begged for me to make everything go back to normal. Me, being a edgelord, forced the whole server to build an altar and sacrifice a sheep on it, but they had to kill the sheep with cooked mutton, then eat the sheep's raw mutton. Everyone was so confused and disturbed as I watched in the distance as they did their ritual. I basically made a Minecraft sheep cult that lasted for like 10 minutes. When I first started playing before 1.0.0 was released, I would play with my brother and my dad. We built a wall of China around our base and followed Bullsaurus videos. Minecraft Dad. He is an amazing dude and fueled my passion for the game. My most nostalgic memories were all mining for coal together, since we ran out so often, and repairing creeper holes on our football field, since it was poorly lit due to the lack of coal.